The southwest of Scotland boasts historic towns and villages, great castles and harbours, miles of magnificent beaches, and a great deal more. The train from Largs to Strathclyde provides the perfect introduction to Scotland's finest holiday coast, and here and there, the magic of steam lives on. This is one of Britain's great railway journeys. Whether it's a busy electrified commuter service or the great open spaces of the Galloway line, the scenery is always superb. Our journey takes us down the Ayrshire coast and over the hills into Galloway. We begin in the north at the busy coastal resort of Largs. Largs is at the end of the line from Glasgow. The first trains operated by the Glasgow and South Western Railway arrived here back in 1885. The town stands on the Firth of Clyde and is protected by offshore islands and by the hills which rise up behind the town. This sheltered spot has been inhabited for thousands of years. Margaret's Law is a chambered cairn in Douglas Park. Inside there were flints and human remains which date from 3000 BC. Much later, in 1263, Largs was attacked by the Vikings. The battle is commemorated by a monument in the Vikingar exhibition centre.
The Battle of Largs was fought on the 2nd of October 1263. Many people would dismiss it as being a very small battle, but as far as Scotland was concerned, it was a vital battle because that is the date from which Scotland truly became an independent nation.
I am Odin, the father of all the gods, lord of the gallows, raven god, ill-doer, terrifier, father of victory. Here in Valhalla, the hall of the chosen, I preside over the Viking gods.
Largs settled back to normality and slowly grew in size. In 1636, Sir Robert Montgomery added Skelmorley Isle to the old parish church. This now stands alone since the body of the church was later demolished. The interior presents a dramatic contrast with the Italianate tomb and a barrel-vault timber ceiling painted in typical Scottish style. Since Victorian times, Largs has developed into a popular seaside resort. Across the Clyde from Largs is the island of Great Cymru. It's only a short crossing and there are plenty of ferries.
Your attention is drawn to the safety instruction notices, which are displayed throughout this vessel. On behalf of Caledonian Migraine, thank you for your attention, and we hope that you enjoy the crossing.
Cymru is just over 3 miles long, but the delightful town of Millport and its sandy beaches have made it popular with holidaymakers for over a century. Millport is also home to the Cathedral of the Isles, the smallest cathedral in Europe. In 1885, this small boat was established as a floating laboratory by the Cymru naturalist David Robertson, one of the pioneers of marine science. A permanent station was built at Millport in 1897 and is now the UK's premier field centre for marine biological teaching and research.
For many years, a feature of the marine station at Millport has been the public museum and aquarium, where visitors can come and see a wide range of marine life caught locally, and also a display of exhibits of the sort of work that takes place at this institution. The station also provides a supply of marine material for teaching students in universities throughout the UK.
Before leaving Cymru, there is time for a tour of the island. The highest point is less than 500 feet, but the views across the Firth of Clyde are incredible. In Victorian times, these waters were busy with steamships, which linked the west coast of Scotland and the islands. In the summer months, it's possible to relive the experience on the Waverley, as the last seagoing paddle steamer in the world prepares to take us back to Largs. She was built in 1946 to the order of the London and North Eastern Railway and replaced another vessel of the same name, which was sunk off Dunkirk in 1940. The railway line to Glasgow is electrified, and an hourly service is provided by Class 318 multiple units, which are operated by Strathclyde Transport. Beyond Largs, the line passes the golf course, just one of many along this coast. Opposite is the marina, with berths for 600 luxury yachts. Kelburn is the home to the Earls of Glasgow. The original Norman keep was built around the year 1200 and is now enclosed within a grander castle. David Boyle, the first Earl of Glasgow, was one of the leading figures in the Act of Union, which united the English and the Scottish parliaments. The sundial dates from 1707, the year of the Union. The design is peculiar to Scotland, and this is the best preserved of its type. The castle also has extensive gardens, a country centre, and a collection of wildlife. In a gorge beneath the castle is the Kelburn, or mountain stream, which descends via a series of waterfalls. The burn has its source on the moors above. This is the Clyde-Muirshiel Regional Park, over 100 square miles of unspoilt countryside. Heading south, the line approaches West Kilbride and Ardrossan, but first it passes the Hunterston coal and ore terminals, where there are connections to the port facilities. Hunterston is also home to a nuclear power station. Visitors are encouraged to visit the site and to learn about the process of generating electricity. This was Scotland's first advanced gas-cooled reactor, commissioned in 1976. Nuclear fission heats carbon dioxide, which generates steam for the turbine. There's also a video which shows how rigorously nuclear flasks have been tested. A station serves the small township of West Kilbride, which dates from 1306. From the shore, there are views across the water to the magical island of Arran. first railway to Ardrossan, the Ardrossan and Johnston, opened way back in 1837. Today, a separate branch line and no less than 3 stations serve the town and the port. The castle ruins date from the 12th century, but the rest of the town was developed in the early 1800s, when a modern port was created to cope with an increase in traffic. Ardrossan is the main ferry terminal for the island of Arran. The Glasgow and South Western and the Caledonian Railway Companies both ran Clyde steamers from here. Rivalry was intense as each tried to compete for the most majestic crossing.